Hello, welcome to Inside the Mastermind. My name is Darrell,
My name is Greg.
and today we're talking about attracting positive people. Have you been ever think about your friends and think, I want to be invited to the party, but I just don't want to go? Well, then you uh, might be in need of finding some new positive friends and relationships in your life there. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go ahead and let Greg enter here because, yeah, go ahead, Greg.
All
Share.
righty. So the topic today is attracting pretty much positive people into your life. And for me, I had a paradigm shift not too long ago to where, I kind of realized, there's a few people, I have some really awesome friends. So I'm very blessed to have, some awesome friends, but also there were people that were not really friends. You may just hang out with them because it's a habit or you feel bad or you're just filling in space. But when you do that, it's really not helping or benefiting anyone. So I started to just attract positive people into my life, and then they were like-minded, like myself. It's like how Darrell and I connected. We both have like minds. But yeah, when you connect the right type of people into your life, you start to have things come to you that you want in your life. Uh, whether it's money, health, social, anything spiritual. It's you attract what you think about most of the time. So there is a quote by Napoleon Hill, from the book Think and Grow Rich. He says, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve." And I totally am 100% a believer in the subconscious mind, which we probably will dive into a little bit more on a different topic. But anyway, yeah. So if you attract positive people into your life, then you will have more positive experiences in your life as well. And you just live a happier, more abundant life if you hang out with the right type of people into your life. Do you have anything to add, Darrell?
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's definitely you attract, and I think you'll agree with me completely here, Greg. Is just you attract what you are. So I think for way back when, I was kind of a more negative person there, and I've kind of struggled with that and tried to become a more positive person there. But when you're negative and like kind of all you talk all day is negative, like both in your mind and to the people around you, who's going to hang around with you with but people who are also maybe having pity parties, people who are also want to find the negative things first and stuff, and got in maybe a relationship or two that I should not have gotten into, but it was, or maybe it was completely right for the person I was at that time, and I think I've kind of grown and developed here to a point where like I've outgrown some of those relationships, and I kind of see the need for like, hey, more positive people like Greg. Like I was just telling him, like you're leading this because you're probably one of the most positive people that I know right now and stuff. So and I definitely I think the people that I hang around right now and kind of circulate with, they're two or three or five times more positive than the people I was seeing hanging around maybe 10, 15 years ago or so. And they're definitely have kind of goals related to their life. They have kind of things that they want to accomplish. They are people who who just have positive aspects about them that are great. And I think if you're kind of looking for if you're looking for who you would like to be, and say a year from now, kind of want to look at the people around you, the people who are closest around you, and say, hey, are those people kind of doing the things that I would like to be doing a year from now? Or are those people that are not exactly doing the same thing? Or do I have a mentor? Do I have the people in place that will help me get to where I would like to be? Are they on the same path that I'm on? And if you see people that are kind of like, uh, I guess big pet peeve, and you tell me what you feel about this, Greg, but my big pet peeve as far as just personalities that I can't really deal with anymore are people who sit and maybe watch negative news like, five times a day, or just like sit and watch, TV like for more more than 2 hours, like maybe more than 5 hours a day or so. I guess you could do 2 hours. I guess that's doable. I pretty much don't watch any right now. But what do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, that to me just comes down to the daily habits because before I had someone speak life into me a couple of years ago, and he started asking me a few questions, and one of them was, he said, "Hey, how do you like your life and your job?" And I was like, "It's fine, it pays the bills, I can support myself." And he said, "Well, if you want more than what you're doing," he said, "what are you currently doing right now when you get off work?" I said, "I come home." He said, "What do you do?" I said, "Watch TV and until I go to sleep." He said, "Is that going to really help you get to where you want to be and become financially free and independent and just help serve other people and build schools in other countries, to be able to do that with the finances you have and just the time?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, you might want to think about that because if you really kind of study successful people, not just rich people, wealthy people, to me there's a difference." But yeah, I totally agree. Like during the weekday, I watch zero TV. Now again, yeah, on the weekends, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I might do an hour or two here and there just on the weekends, but typically like during the week, I'm focused on just trying to build my business and assets. So I totally 100% agree with you. And I would also add just one more thing too. If maybe you're asking yourself, well, how do I determine if I'm with the wrong type of people? Again, just some simple things I would say take into account where if someone you hang out with is always negative, like you said about the negative news, they always are negative and complaining always, like 100% of the time, that may be a red flag. Or if the person that you think is a friend, maybe they talk about you behind your back, or you find out they're not really doing things and they're kind of shady, just things like that. If they're always up to no good, or maybe they want to go, you go to the mall with them, you feel uncomfortable because they might steal something out of a store, and you're like an accomplice with that person. Just different things, are always doing drugs, or just sitting around wasting away. That those could be signs where maybe I'm around the wrong crowd because you are like the top 5 people that you hang around, and even with your financial status. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would say about that.
Um, I got a kind of a funny story. One of my, I would say a good, pretty good friend, was really good friend. Like he's very far away right now, and um, if you know who I'm talking about, I love you, man. So like, this is not a reflection on you, but he had like referred a friend who was moving over here to the Phoenix area. Like Greg, I haven't told you this, so this is like kind of just a random story, but like he told me about like a friend who was moving over here, like needed some help. Like it's like, and I haven't met this person yet, but it was just like, hey, yeah, they're moving to Phoenix. Like, can you like get on a phone call and kind of tell them the ins and outs of like what's good in Phoenix, what's not? So I got on a phone call, had conversation and stuff, and then they moved here. I guess just in the past couple weeks ago, let's say a couple weeks ago or so. And that weekend that they moved here, I got a call from this new person, not my old friend, but this new person and stuff. But like, I didn't answer, or just didn't have a chance to answer it right then and there. I was kind of like doing something else at the time. And then about 3 days after that, I got a call from a friend, a text from that friend that I've known for years and stuff, who like maybe does some different stuff here and there, and said like, "Hey, like, so and so who just moved to Phoenix, they're in jail right now." And I was like, "In jail?" Like, what happened? So tell me this long story. It turns out this person had basically got in an argument with their new neighbors, like 2 days into moving in, got into an argument with their new neighbors, brandished a gun, or like apparently did not brandish the gun, but when the cops knocked on their door, there was a loaded gun on the table and stuff. And I'm just like, as they're telling me this story, like my old friend was telling me the story about the new potential friend who I haven't actually met in person and stuff. Just like, why would I even want to associate with that person and stuff? It's like, oh, this person's going to like be, like subject to so and so felonies and stuff. Like, I don't need to really associate with those type of people at all. So like, that's kind of like, oh, and not that I ever associated with anybody like that before, but like, we're telling me other stories about this individual. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think I really want to meet them at this point in person. So It's all about like who you're around. Like if you get kind of caught up and have conversation with those old people you used to hang out with, might start associating with the wrong people again and start having the wrong attitude. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And just that example you gave there, it's crazy how he's already in jail like 2 days after you moved here. but uh, but yeah, like it's just about being. Some people don't pick up on that, like as obvious and common sense as that may seem to a lot of us. Other people say, well, okay, they would still go and try and hang out with this person, and they will probably end up in a bad situation. Like, wow, how did I end up in this? Like, well, if you see the clues and like the obvious situations, and also when you develop yourself, just like one of our last episodes, you guys can check that out too, regarding like meditation. When you kind of get yourself to a certain vibration and frequency, you can pick up negative energy from other people. And you just know that this person is not a good fit to be around or keep in your inner circle. So yeah, you may not have any problems with the person. You can say hi to them if you ever see them in at a store or something, but that's about it. You say, hey, how's it going? Okay, awesome. Well, you go your way, I go my way, and keep it at that, because yeah, you don't want to have people that with that negative type of energy affect you, because then negative energy can take over so fast and consume you like a disease or a virus or a plague. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Absolutely, and I think here's a this is probably a good place to kind of stop and wrap up. But I guess and Greg, I'll throw it to you if you have any homework for people. I have an idea, but like, do you have any homework that people could do to kind of work on themselves and like attracting more positive people?
Yeah, I would say maybe a good homework assignment is maybe just internally, maybe just think about it. You don't have to necessarily say things. You don't want you to get in fight with your friends, or but just think of people who you hang out with the most, and are they really a good positive influence to you or not? Again, just something to keep in the back of your mind. Just think about it, kind of evaluate the good and bad on the scale. Also, maybe if you want to attract more positive people into your life, again, you yourself have to be positive, because you can attract positivity if you're negative yourself. So work on being more of a positive person, being around, go to areas or events where there's positive, like-minded people that you want to attract into your life. Just going to different places like that, like event networking events, maybe meetups, Facebook events that's in your area, just things where, okay, I'm interested in this, and these are where those types of people are. So that will be my homework. Just maybe keep, again, you don't have to physically do anything, but just keep it in your mind to try and just start thinking about. That will be my homework to the audience.
Absolutely, I think that's great, and um, yeah. There's the homework for the week. Just go ahead and too, as Greg just mentioned there, and I'll just throw this out. If you need any motivation or inspiration, definitely check out Greg's blog. I mentioned it before here, planetgreenzen.com. Also has some healthy products to assist you in your journey into a positive lifestyle. If you kind of need some added in order to get you into that positive mindset, positive lifestyle. So go ahead and share your email there on his website. He'll go ahead and give you some information on how to improve your health and wellness through his online stores. So I would definitely recommend that as far as that goes.
Thank you. Thank you. And also, if you guys are liking these videos and actually would like to become part of this mastermind or a similar one, definitely connect with Darrell. He's taking applications for beta testing or mastermind, just to see if you guys would like it or will qualify. Just, make sure you have the right mindset and drive to as well. So connect with Darrell. He'll have a link in the description below, so you can fill out an application for the mastermind group as well, just to see if we can, have you on the show with us as well.
Thank you, Greg. And with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this episode with a quote here, and that quote, that quote, I'm not sure who said this quote. So if I find it in a reliable source here, I'll go ahead and post it in the show notes. But it says, "Fake friends are like shadows, always near you at the brightest moments, and nowhere near you during your darkest hours." So just keep that in mind. Who are those people who are there with you when you're kind of going through some struggles, and who are the people who only kind of want to be there with you when you're having positive times, and maybe are see you in the positive times and want to bring you back to negative times. Want to avoid those people. So with that, I'll go ahead and end today's Inside the Mastermind. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you like it. If you don't like it, give us feedback on how we can improve. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, guys.